Hi, I'm Sam Ross, founder and CEO of Claim Climbers, and a veteran who's experienced this process just like you. In this episode, we're walking through one of the most important steps in VA disability claims process, the compensation and pension exam, also known as the C&P exam. This is often the part of the claim that carries the most weight. Whether you're filing for the first time or asking for an increased rating, the results of this exam can make or break your claim. This is why today, we're going to talk about how it's scheduled, what to expect when you're in a room, and how to show up prepared so the exam accurately reflects what you're dealing with every day. Let's start with how the exam gets scheduled, because this part moves quickly. After you file your claim, the VA reviews what you submitted and generally decides whether a C&P exam is necessary. And per usual, they will send your information to a third-party contractor, usually QTC, VES, or LHI. That contractor is the one who actually schedules the appointment. They might contact you by phone, email, or even standard mail, or sometimes all of it. So keep an eye out on all of your communication channels, and here's the key. Respond fast. Remember, we want to make sure we're stepping in the hurry up and wait, so our job is done. Most of the time, you only have a few days to confirm your appointment. If you miss the response window or the exam itself, your claim can be denied for failure to report. That's not an easy thing to reverse. So, the moment you see a message or letter about a C&P exam, do not put it off. Confirm the appointment, write it down, and set reminders. Now, what if you genuinely can't make it? Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you have a family emergency or there's a work conflict. It happens. But if you need to reschedule, you have to act quickly. Call the number listed on your appointment letter, not the VA. Be clear, be polite, and if possible, suggest a couple of alternative dates that work for you. Try to get in as soon as you can. Most of the time, they'll reschedule without any issue as long as you give them notice. But if you are a no-show or try to cancel the same day, you could face serious delays or a full denial. So bottom line, confirm quickly, reschedule responsibly, and do not miss it unless you absolutely have to. All right, let's talk about what actually happens during a C&P exam. What you experience will depend entirely on what condition you're being evaluated for. If it's a physical condition, the examiner may check your range of motion, ask about the pain and flare-ups, observe your strength, balance, or posture, and ask how the condition affects your daily functioning, like getting dressed, driving, or working. These exams are usually brief, so don't expect a full workup like a normal doctor visit. You'll need to be clear and concise about what you deal with every day. If your condition has flare-ups, explain that. For example, today's a good day, but most days I can't stand longer than 2 hours, 3 hours. Don't leave it up to the examiner to guess. They do not know what your life is like. Only you do. If your exam is for a mental health condition, it'll feel more like a structured interview. The examiner may ask about sleep habits, nightmares, how you grew up, mood swings, irritability, anxiety, panic attacks or depression, memory, concentration, maybe family relationships, or how your symptoms affect your ability to work or maintain daily routines. For conditions like PTSD or PTSD from MST, you may be asked to talk about the triggering event, your response to it, how it changed your behavior, and any treatment or hospitalization that followed. Now, I understand this part can be deeply uncomfortable, and it is okay to get emotional. You do not have to relive every single detail, but the examiner does need enough information to validate the stressor and how it's affecting you now. And remember, your examiner is not your therapist. They are here to evaluate, not to treat. So even if it feels cold or clinical, stay focused on giving them the information to document your case. This is your claim we're talking about. So how does the VA record what happened during the exam? The examiner fills out a form called a Disability Benefits Questionnaire, or DBQ. Every condition has its own DBQ. This includes symptom checklist, severity and frequency of symptoms, functional impacts such as time off and work difficulty with daily tasks, and in some cases, an opinion on whether your condition is service-connected. This DBQ becomes part of your claim file and is one of the main tools the VA rater uses to decide your rating. So how you explain your symptoms matters. Don't say, "I'm fine," if what you mean is, "I barely sleep, I can't focus, and I isolate most days." Don't say sometimes when you really mean almost daily. Clarity counts and vague answers can lead to lower ratings. You are here to tell the truth and get your rating, not show that you have tough skin. Here are a few final tips to make sure your CMP exam goes as smoothly as possible. Arrive early. Give yourself extra time in case there's traffic, paperwork, or parking issues. A lot of these places are in large locations. Bring your ID and any documentation the contractor asks for. Dress comfortably, especially if you'll be moving or lifting during the physical portion. Do not bring new evidence to the appointment. Upload anything new through va.gov or submit it through your representative. They are not the VA. And after the exam, write down what happened. Include what questions were asked, how long the exam lasted, and if anything that felt off. If the exam was rushed or inaccurate, this record can help you challenge it later, which you can do by submitting the 214142. Let's recap. CMP exams are one of the most important parts of your VA claim. You'll be contacted by a third-party contractor, so check your phone, email, and mail often. Confirm your appointment quickly and do not miss it. What happens during the exam depends on what you're being evaluated for, physical or mental. The examiner will complete a DBQ, and that document plays a major role in your claim rating. Be specific, honest, and clear about how your condition impacts your life right now. And finally, document your experience and be ready to follow up if something doesn't seem right. This exam is your chance to tell your story, not the version that you think sounds better, not the one that gives you tough skin, but the truth of what your condition looks like on a daily basis. In the next episode, we're going to talk about how the VA uses the same exam to calculate your rating, how much weight it actually carries, and what to do if you think the exam didn't reflect your reality. Thanks for watching, and as always, thank you for your service. I'll see you in episode 13.